Welcome back to Bike Culture Hub. The Africa Twin is a name that immediately conjures images of vast landscapes, rugged trails, and endless highways. For decades, it has been one of Honda's most iconic adventure machines, a motorcycle designed to handle everything from remote dirt tracks to smooth city streets. In 2025, Honda has expanded the Africa Twin family with the introduction of the Africa Twin 650, a midweight adventure bike that takes the spirit of its bigger siblings and packages it into a more approachable, versatile, and affordable motorcycle. This isn't just a smaller version of the Africa Twin, it's a carefully designed machine built to meet the growing demand for mid-capacity adventure bikes, a class that's become increasingly popular for riders who want balance, comfort, and capability without the heft and price tag of the larger 1,000 or 1,100 cubic centimeters models. At first glance, the Africa Twin 650 carries all the recognizable design DNA that makes this motorcycle line stand out. It has the tall, commanding stance that gives off a sense of readiness, the sharp rally-inspired front fairing with twin LED headlights, and the upright riding ergonomics that immediately promise comfort on long-distance journeys. Honda hasn't compromised on the styling at all. Instead, they've managed to scale down the proportions just enough to make it friendlier for riders who might have found the larger Africa Twin intimidating or too tall. The bike looks purposeful yet approachable, which is exactly what a 650 class adventure bike should aim for. Underneath its rugged exterior lies the heart of this machine, a brand new 650 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine that's been tuned specifically for adventure in touring. This engine is liquid-cooled, fuel-injected, and delivers smooth, predictable power across the rev range. Honda's engineers designed it to strike a balance between torque-rich low-end performance for off-road riding and enough top-end punch for comfortable highway cruising. Riders will find that the engine produces around 70 horsepower and close to 60 Nm of torque, which might not sound groundbreaking on paper compared to leader-class machines, but in practice, it's more than enough for a bike that weighs significantly less than its bigger brothers. What makes this engine special isn't raw power, it's the refinement and usability that Honda has built into it. From navigating through tight city traffic to powering up gravel climbs, the Africa Twin 650 offers exactly the kind of controllable, predictable performance that builds confidence. One of the standout aspects of the Africa Twin 650 is its weight and overall handling. Honda has made sure to keep this motorcycle light enough to appeal to riders who might not want to wrestle with a heavy adventure machine. The dry weight comes in at just under 200 kilograms, which makes it significantly lighter than the 1100 Africa Twin. Combined with a well-balanced chassis and Honda's proven adventure geometry, the bike feels agile on the road and manageable off it. For many riders, this reduction in weight is the biggest advantage of choosing the 650 over the larger model, because it allows for greater control in off-road scenarios where a heavy bike can be a real handful. Honda hasn't cut corners on the suspension either. The Africa Twin 650 comes with long travel suspension front and rear, fully adjustable to cater to different riders and conditions. The front features a 43mm Showa inverted fork, while the rear uses a Pro-Link setup, both designed to soak up everything from potholes to rocky trails. With 220mm of ground clearance, this motorcycle has the confidence to tackle ruts, gravel roads, and even more demanding terrain without scraping or bottoming out. Adventure bikes live and die by their suspension performance, and Honda has ensured the 650 carries the Africa Twin badge proudly by delivering suspension that inspires confidence no matter where the ride takes you. Braking is handled by dual front discs with radial-mounted calipers and a single rear disc, supported by switchable ABS for those who want to disable it in off-road situations. Traction control, multiple riding modes, and Honda's HSTC, Honda Selectable Torque Control, system all come standard. These electronic aids make the 650 feel far more advanced than many mid-capacity competitors, giving the rider a safety net while still allowing for the raw, adventurous feel of riding. For riders who value simplicity, the systems can be dialed down or turned off depending on the conditions, ensuring that the machine adapts to the rider rather than the other way around. The ergonomics of the Africa Twin 650 are where Honda has done some of its finest work. The seat height is slightly lower than the larger Africa Twin, coming in at 830mm with an optional lower setting, making it more accessible to a wider range of riders. The handlebars are tall and wide, giving great leverage whether you're standing up on the pegs off-road or cruising comfortably on the highway. The seat itself is designed for long hours in the saddle, offering a balance between firmness and comfort. A broad pillion seat and solid grab rails also mean that two-up touring is not only possible but enjoyable. The design elements of the bike pay homage to its rally heritage. The front fairing is sharp and aggressive, with dual LED headlights that resemble the eyes of a predator. The tall windscreen offers excellent wind protection, and it's adjustable to allow riders to find their preferred balance between airflow and visibility. The fuel tank is shaped to allow the rider to grip the bike easily with their knees, which is essential during off-road riding. At the same time, it holds enough fuel, about 20 liters, to give the bike a respectable range of nearly 400 kilometers, depending on riding conditions. One of the strongest points of the Africa Twin 650 is its technology package. Honda has equipped the bike with a full-color TFT display that is both bright and intuitive to use. It features smartphone connectivity through Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, allowing riders to access navigation, calls, and music directly on the screen. The riding modes are accessible at the touch of a button, with presets for rain, gravel, touring, and sport, as well as a customizable user mode where riders can set their own preferences for traction control, ABS, and power delivery. Another point worth mentioning is the availability of Honda's DCT, dual-clutch transmission, as an option. The DCT has been a defining feature of the Africa Twin series for years, and its inclusion in the 650 model is a clear nod to riders who value convenience and innovation. In terms of pricing, Honda has been smart with the Africa Twin 650. The bike is positioned in a sweet spot in the adventure market, starting at around $10,999 for the base manual version, with the DCT model priced slightly higher. This puts it directly against rivals like the Yamaha Tenere 700 and the KTM 790 Adventure, but with Honda's reputation for reliability, refinement, and dealer support, it stands as a very strong contender. Many riders who might have been considering the bigger Africa Twin will likely see the 650 as a more sensible option, especially if they don't need the extra horsepower or long-distance heft of the larger bike. When you put it all together, the 2025 Honda Africa Twin 650 isn't just another adventure motorcycle, it's a carefully thought-out answer to what many riders have been asking for. It offers the spirit and style of the Africa Twin legacy in a package that's lighter, more approachable, and more affordable, while still being rugged and capable enough for serious adventures. In many ways, this motorcycle might become the sweet spot of Honda's adventure lineup. It carries the legendary Africa Twin name without the intimidation factor of the bigger models, it's packed with technology without being overwhelming, and it delivers just the right amount of performance for real-world riding. With its attractive design, practical ergonomics, and proven Honda engineering, the Africa Twin 650 is poised to become one of the most popular adventure bikes of the decade. This has been Bike Culture Hub, and we've taken you through the all-new 2025 Honda Africa Twin 650. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Honda's latest adventure offering, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share your thoughts down in the comments. Until next time, ride safe, ride free, and keep the spirit of adventure alive.